I know you've done like a bunch of different layers. I'm so happy we get to see that. Thank you yet again, Glenda.
Thank you, thank you. And backstage we have the High Tonight show.
Ooh, stay tuned for the High Tonight
Victor
after
over
the
there, so
Eskwilax hour.
that's after us. But right now
So-
we are introducing our new fellow artist and fellow friend, and also
Member of the LA community.
right.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
it's a
Linoskiii,
pleasure.
for being here.
Thank you to
Lino-
Angel for
Lino
inviting me to
Perez.
be here. You know, we
Cool.
scheduled it like it was like bam, bam, bam. Let's do it. All right, let's
Right?
do it. You know.
It's, sometimes it's hard to find people that are willing to just like be like, hey, we're gonna go for it, and we're gonna take the we're gonna take a leap of faith and do it. Same with the last artist that we had, Mariana. It was last minute within the week or so, and she
Yeah.
also joined us. And now we have you, who is we're doing the whole transition. Sorry for the audience that stayed tuned earlier that saw our half of the first segment in Spanish. Now we're gonna do our second segment in English. For audience that are still.
It's a
tuned in.
variety, you
Right,
know?
It's a variety, right? We're
Sounds
just
good.
mixing
Sounds
it up.
good.
Right?
Good.
Right, so
I'm
tell us more
bilingual.
about
However
yourself,
you want to
man.
run it. You know.
Nice.
Right. Well, tell us more about yourself, introduce yourself. Besides what I had told some of our members that you're.
Yeah, no doubt.
Whoa.
Scared me there a little
No,
bit. You know,
scoot
threw me
over,
off
scoot over,
guard.
don't
Oh
feel
no,
shy,
no,
don't
it's all
feel
good. Dogs are cool.
Right.
No, my name is Lino. I go under the name Linoskiii. That's Linoskii. I'm part of this hip hop collective called On a High Note, and we make music together. That's pretty much it. You know
That's
what I mean?
awesome.
And it's a
We
group of
rock
people that
shows
you grew up
locally.
with, right?
I grew up in Koreatown, Los Angeles. Yeah, but I mean, like every weekend we were pretty much out here in like East LA area, Boyle Heights.
Okay.
You know.
The epicenter of artists.
Yeah, we used to be. No, I used to come here with my family, like Mercadito, and just
Okay.
get some food.
Just to get some food.
It was either here or like Placita Olvera. Like it was like a thing to do every weekend, you know.
Okay, okay.
Like
Right.
go to Mercadito or go to Placita Olvera,
And join-
Grand Central
get the-
Market
get the
back in the
food,
day.
get
whatever had the.
the air,
Yeah, it was like usually
They're
like
like home,
it was
right?
like church first, and then like we could go somewhere, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
You spent some of your childhood saying like growing up in East LA, right?
Mostly Koreatown.
Koreatown?
Yeah, mostly Koreatown. But I mean, always had love for East LA 'cause
Nice.
it was always.
Yeah, we are based in East LA, but I mean, most of our audience is from everywhere. I grew up mid city. I wouldn't say Koreatown, but Koreatown was just the borderline of everything
Yeah, it's
else,
like
right?
Koreatown, Mid City, Rampart District. It's kind of like all like kind
all
of
mixed up, right? Yeah.
How
tell
did you
us-
guys meet again? Is it through music? You and Angel?
No, it was through Advocacy. If you want to
Yeah.
take the lead on this.
I know. Was it your cousin?
Yeah, it was
Or
my
she's your
cousin,
cousin. So your cousin had like a sweet 16 or a quinceañera,
Uh-huh.
and like we were both in it.
No,
And,
that's so cool.
And so like I found out he like drawing and like did art stuff, and I was doing that stuff at the time. I was like into art too, but
That's
then I switched my whole like element to like just emceeing later on in life, you know.
That's really cool. So
Yeah.
you started off as an artist. I mean, of course, you're an artist in general, but as
Yeah.
in drawing.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was more like graffiti, you know.
Graffiti?
Yeah, it was graffiti. So
Nice.
I think like every kid that grows up in the like suburbs of Los Angeles, inner city child, you know, kind of either partakes in like skating or graffiti or something.
Even just like music or whatnot, right? You just said graffiti, so you haven't left the whole playing with words. Basically, you're still within the word category because you had a name, let's say, that you identified as a word name, and then you played it around with different fonts, different letterings, different figures, and now you're playing with the audience still with the same type of lettering, so to speak, but
Right.
just with their emotions more.
Right. It's more like actual like storytelling now, you know, like
Right.
telling a story, structuring it, coming up with an idea, a thought, putting it, and then like once you release it on the internet, man, it's just unlike graffiti. It stays there forever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, and
Yeah.
I was looking you up, and for some of the audience that did look you up, you're on Spotify now,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
on SoundCloud, you're Bandcamp,
Yeah.
YouTube, so there's no way that they can't,
Not find
recognize
Yeah,
your
I'm
voice.
trying to, man. You know, I've been so blessed. I've got a variety of talented friends, you know, and they're really doing this music shit, man. Like they're
Pushing
like
it out there, right?
they're really big, you know, like in the local scene, they have a buzz and they have a name, and I'm just so blessed to be part of that circle, you know.
Nice. And that's a collective that you called the On a High Note, right?
On a High Note, yes, I'm from a collective called On a High Note, you know. Shout out to all my On a High Note buddies.
So you guys support each other, and it's all kind of hip hop artists.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool.
It's
And
all,
you guys perform together. And
Yeah, we
support
perform
each other
together.
as like solo artists also.
yeah, we support each other as solo artists. We perform together. We have a couple songs together,
That's
etc.
really cool.
It's just kind of we kind of like we're in the same scene at the same time,
Mhm.
and we were kind of all just hanging out already, to be honest. And then it was kind of just like a natural thing, like,
Right.
hey, let's start this crew.
Yeah, because we were listening to a couple of the songs on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Coffee growers, we could identify a lot.
Oh,
especially,
cool.
Especially through the situation that LA is going through. I mean, especially the immigrant community that's dealing with the whole DACA, the whole immigration part, and then like you said, we're kids from suburb neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just growing up, how has it changed or developed now that you're coming back to it? Because you're in school, right?
Oh yeah, I'm actually getting a master's degree over at Cal State Northridge. You know, I finished my
shout
undergrad
out to
in
everybody
2014.
at Northridge.
Yeah, so you know, it's to go to your question. What was your question
Oh yeah,
specifically?
like how is it like growing up from the suburbs and pushing your art, the music that you do, the foundation that you're coming from, like.
Well, you know, like the background that I come from really has an influence on the type of music that I make because it relates a lot to most of the stories that I put out, right? And if it wasn't for those experiences that I had, I wouldn't have any content to write, you know?
Yeah.
I usually pull from my own like experiences. If not, I pull from like experiences of like people really close to me. You know, I'll take their point of view on something and then I'll turn it into a song as if I were speaking. Or sometimes I'll write something like from my point of view, but in third person, as if I was talking about someone else, you know, so it just plays a role in that matter.
Right. No, we got the pleasure of hearing Coffee Growers, right?
Oh,
That hit
thanks.
really close to home. Like I said, with the whole situation that's going on.
What was that?
The song where he talks about his family, his mom, like
Oh, no,
the,
yeah.
the
I-
job.
Oh, right,
remember,
yeah.
I like the
working
beats.
in a house, and then him going to see the house, but mostly to watch TV, just to kinda
Yeah,
be
definitely,
with
man.
him.
Yeah, that was a trip, man. Cause like like as a little kid, I didn't have like cable TV or anything like that. Like
Yeah.
Nickelodeon was on cable, like Cartoon Network was on cable, like all like the good stuff was on cable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the only reasons I knew about these cartoons was because I used to go to work with my mom. She used to clean. She still cleans houses and take care of like kids, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they had cable, so I was able to like turn on the TV while my mom was working
Yeah.
and just kind of zone out, like, hey, Rocco's Modern World, like, you know.
Right.
That's awesome.
Just 90s kids.
Yeah.
I like
Good.
it. I told Andrew that I went through like the similar experience where I would go to work with my mom, and he's like, oh, look, this song too, like it's about like the similar experiences that
Yeah.
you went through and stuff. I was like, I really like his work. It's really cool, and especially because it's local and you guys push yourselves together, which is really
Yeah, man,
interesting.
it's all like Los Angeles based, Los Angeles underground.
You went to school for music, or is it like? Or
I
is it
didn't. I went
separate?
to school for something completely different. so
Oh, you see?
so I got my undergrad in exercise science at Cal State Northridge,
What would that be? Sorry.
kinesiology.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And then I'm getting my master's again in kinesiology with a different emphasis.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Nice,
So
nice.
it's unrelated to music whatsoever.
But you
that's-
still
but
been
that's
able
good
to do
though, because,
both. That's the cool part, you know?
Because like even though it's not related to music, it's still something that you as an individual didn't rely on. You didn't rely just on solid music itself. Even on your songs, you mentioned it. What's the song? Where you kind of like give a shout out to everybody. Love.
Oh yeah, I got love.
I got love. Where you emphasize on the fact that you're not just doing music because you want to just do music. You're doing it as something something that you like, but you're focusing on something rather more important for yourself, right?
Right. So like music is kind of like as cliche as it sounds, it's just where I can just be myself, you know. When I go to school, I'm in a whole different mannerisms, you know, like I have whole different mannerisms. I carry myself in a certain way. I have a certain aura around me, and I have to, I'm in a professional setting, you know. When I leave all of that, I can just be myself and express my thoughts and express whatever I want to say, like on a song, and it's cool. And it's not like I go to school and I tell people like, oh yeah, I'm a rapper, or like I make music, you know, because it's a different connotation saying, hey, I make music, I'm a singer, versus saying, hey, I make music, I'm a rapper. Yeah, you know, there's two different connotations there. So I don't have the patience to try and explain to someone like, yeah, I write music, I consider myself an MC, and I grew up with a certain type of lyricism in
Right.
hip hop, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And then especially like you said, the people that we grow up with, people that we grow up with don't identify themselves as as members of society. Sometimes they identify themselves like outsider society because due to the curriculum they live,
Right.
because like I told people before, some of the audience before, when Sanoism was interviewed, we grew up within the Jewish community,
Oh yeah, Juice. Juice was a big part of my teenage life.
right?
Yeah.
So it's just a community that's like well secluded. I mean, everybody wants to be in the shadows. Nobody wants to get the spotlight.
Yeah, that's
But-
actually where I was introduced to like recording and like emceeing, over at Juice. I mean, I wasn't doing it at the time. I was just at Juice strictly for the free like walls that they had for you to paint and graffiti
right,
and stuff.
to practice,
Nice.
Right.
Just meet new artists.
But I used to go upstairs and look at like the MCs that were upstairs recording, and I was like, damn, I wish I could do that. And later on in my life, like 3 years later, I ended up picking up a pen and trying to write stuff myself.
How did that happen? What was like your first experience with like you wrote your song and you were like, I'm gonna say it out loud? Because sometimes what about if you would have chosen to do like just poetry?
All right. What's it called? Well, I used to make like stupid little funny rap songs on Facebook, like off my webcam on my computer, and then I would just put them up on Facebook as some like kind of like a joke, like funny raps, and then afterwards, I started like actually writing songs. Like I started getting the rhyme patterns down, and I was just like, oh, cool. And then somewhere in 2011 or 2010, like after high school, I got the opportunity to start recording. And then I just started recording songs, and I was like, oh, cool. I mean, they were kind of like, I was still figuring it out back then as to like structuring.
What genre you wanted.
Structuring, not as far as genre, but as to how to structure songs, how to write a hook, how to write a verse.
Basically, like writing an essay, like body, like
Right, pretty
intro,
much.
body,
Yeah, but then you're
conclusion.
not restricted. You could do whatever you want. You're not restricted. You don't need to have a hook if you don't want to. That's what I like about it. At least not for me. I do whatever I want whenever I write.
Right.
Yeah, if I want to have a singer, I'll have a singer. Like if I don't, then whatever.
Did Juice mostly support like a certain genre, or was like all kinds of?
Juice was based around the hip hop element. So if you don't know, hip hop is kind of this umbrella term, right? And under that umbrella term, you have 4 subdisciplines. So most people agree that under that umbrella term of hip hop, the 4 subdisciplines would be like graffiti, breakdancing, emceeing, and what's it called? What was it?
Rapping?
Breakdancing, graffiti, emceeing, and DJing.
Oh,
Yeah.
DJ,
Okay. So those 4 elements encompass hip hop. Okay?
Oh, okay.
The rap portion of the hip hop, the emceeing part, that's just one aspect of hip hop. The graffiti scene is just one aspect of hip hop, right? The DJing part is just one aspect of hip hop.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's broken down into layers,
Into
So you
4
can have like
4
a
elements.
variety of
So
artists.
you could still be a hip hop DJ, but not really do hip hop. Just be the DJ. Be the beats guy. Be the guy that produces the instrumentals.
Right,
stuff
yeah.
Like that. And who does your beats or?
There have a variety of different people that make beats. We, thanks to the internet now, I
Yeah.
can connect with people overseas in Peru that are making dope beats. I can connect with people in Italy that are making beats.
That's
That I
awesome.
like. And it's all because of the internet. And networking. I'm blessed, man, because I
That's
get inboxes like hey, like
Everybody's giving you
check out this beat, if would you like to collab, sometimes that'll be in broken as hell English, but we figure it out,
Nice,
I
nice,
like
nice.
it.
And that's good, like you said, communicating. That's basically what I was telling the audience in the beginning. We were trying to connect with an audience that's all the way in Mexico, all the way
Oh,
in
yeah.
Salvador, Guatemala, and now we're trying to just keep a fundamental ground where we still promote community, we still promote social issues, and at the same time we promote artists within themselves. I mean,
That's tight.
the environment, and therefore we network within a group of people that want to produce art or doing it DIY
Yeah,
or
that's
just
tight.
pushing their community as well out there, because how do you identify yourself? Do you identify yourself as LA, because you have a background from Oaxaca? Do you identify yourself as a Oaxacan, Mexican, or do you just identify yourself with the music that you make?
I identify myself as a Chicano, straight up,
And
you know.
how would you describe that? It comes out in your music, right?
How it comes out in my music, just
Mhm.
based on the topics that I touch,
Okay.
they're very much based on a Chicano point of view, you know.
Nice.
But I mean, not necessarily that it's straight, just the struggles that Chicanos go through, you know. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that relate, and people do relate, which is
Yeah.
kind of great for me because I was like, dope, there's other
Right.
people that are, that are digging
Relating.
this because either they know somebody that went through this theme or they went through it themselves or something like
Right,
that. So
right.
it's dope, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
It's real dope.
It's like
I
a
feel blessed.
fluid place, I guess, to be part of, right? If you experience something that's similar, but even if you don't identify as a Chicana, like I don't, but
Right.
I definitely do identify with like your songs and stuff.
Right. See, and it's just that common, little bubble that you have in connection with other people,
Yeah.
which
Right.
brings them. Some
Right.
people just, I know I have people overseas that don't understand what the hell I'm saying,
Yeah.
but they really like the beats
they're
or
still
they like
bumping
the
to your
they like the
music.
hook or
Right.
something, right? Or sometimes they'll write to me and they'll be like, "Can you please post the lyrics to this song?" You know?
Just so I could understand a little bit
Yeah,
better.
pretty much.
And how has your community or your family and the people around you supported you, pushed you, or even influenced you?
Well, I mean, as far as like in education, my family has always been very supportive of my education. I really don't like talking about my music with like my family, but they know I make it, and they've actually like supported it. And then I remember the first time I like told them like, yeah, I like make this like hip hop music, Mom. It's kind of like a cool like thing I do with my friends, and she was like, oh, cool. At least you're doing something, you know? Like,
Yeah.
'cause I don't play sports. I don't do anything other than
Right.
then go to the
So
gym,
you
and
used to do
I go to the gym
Make
at school.
music.
That's about it. And then I do this. This is my like thing I like to do, you know. But I only drop projects every so often. Like my last project was like maybe like last year, 2015, early
What was
2015.
that?
It's that Linoskiii, January 2015.
Okay, you
And then
already put
before
the
that,
whole
it was
video.
like December 2014, you know.
Right.
But
But you also rap in Spanish too, right? 'Cause
I have
heard
like
one
I have like
song
one
right
song in
with
Spanish.
Atlas,
Yeah.
Right. And but that's good though, 'cause you threw up kind of like a curveball to everybody, 'cause everybody saw just an underground MC, just English.
Yeah, it's
and
kind of hard to write in Spanish, to be honest, because
It
I mean,
is, yeah.
yes, we're like, I'm sure we're all fluent in Spanish, but we don't dominate it the same way that we dominate English, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've just been practicing English our whole lives.
Yeah,
Right.
especially going to school here in LA. Like
Right.
it's dominated by the English language.
Yeah,
unless
definitely.
You're in like a Spanish department or
We
something.
just talked to Mariana, and she was just telling us how it was just a whole transition from her coming from Mexico, coming to here, starting Hamilton, going to Santa Monica, and pushing music that isn't well known over there.
Yeah,
which is-
definitely, of course. Like, imagine you're a teen and you get here and you make, like jarocho music or something, or you make regional Mexican music. Like, do you really fit in with those teens your age in high school? Can they grasp that concept of, hey, you make cultural music? That's great. You have culture, embrace it.
Right.
You know, I think in high school it's more like, let's make fun of this person, because that person's different, and what the hell is wrong with that culture,
Yeah.
But I mean, when I got to college, I discovered a shit ton of fucking Chicano studies classes, and it was just like, finally somebody fucking gets it. It was fucking hip to be indigenous. It was fucking hip to fucking rock a fucking guayabera, and I was like, bro, I've been doing this shit forever,
Whole life.
dog. Like, and now people want to embrace it, man. I felt mad but it was cool. It was cool, it was like, finally,
Right.
like,
and
you
so
find
far-
like-minded people.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I-
far, how do you feel like within the community that now kind of like expressing more themselves as wearing guayaberas or wearing like a traditional headband or even just like clothing themselves? How do you feel about them retaking their culture? you know, because
That's
literally,
great. Once you find your identity and you find out, like, yes, I do have strong roots, you know? We've just been brainwashed into believing that European features are like the epitome of beauty. Nothing wrong with European people, they're cool people, I bet
Right.
they are. But we've just been so brainwashed into believing that, oh, you have to be, yeah, light skin is pretty, light skin is beautiful, like, oh, like that's my dark cousin, like we've been so conditioned to think like that.
right,
Like when I see people embracing, like, yes, I'm brown and what, I'm dark, yeah, like I'll stay in the sun, like this, like
Right.
embracing it, I feel like happy. It's like, yeah, you do that, bro.
I mean, I really do like your music that you produce. It. Angel was like, listen to this, Josie. I know you're gonna like it, and I started listening to it, and your music, basically, like, it combines the experience of growing in LA with what would be like immigrant parents that you were either like born. You could identify with either way. If you were born in LA, or if you were born in another state like Mexico, and you grew up here in LA, your music brings out that experience of like
Yeah,
ni de
man.
aquí ni de allá, but
I'm happy
you
to hear that.
understand both,
Yeah, I mean, I was born in Mexico, right?
Mhm.
But I was raised here in LA.
You say, yeah.
I mean, I have love for the country that I was born with. Yes, I embrace my roots. But I'm from Los Angeles, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm American. like I'm American with a little Mexican spices sprinkled on there. I was raised in the Mexican household, so
Yeah.
obviously I'm gonna embrace that culture. But I'm American. Like,
all right.
And it's crazy because school teaches you, or I guess in the subject of school, they teach you to either learn how to identify yourself as a label, or you've identified the labels in a way and you can fit into one if you want to, or just embrace the person you are.
yeah.
But like your music definitely allows for people to
break that
to
sound
break
barrier.
it, to break it, and to identify whether you're part of it or have experienced it or not. Whether, because music is universal, right? If you feel the
Right,
beat,
right.
you got it. Like you
And
don't know.
yeah, I mean, I'm just
'Cause
so
look at
blessed.
these large performances. Like you've
Oh.
talked to a lot of people. Like,
And I'm blessed to have so many people listen to my music, man.
what
I
was your
feel-
first show? Like, how large was your audience? Were you like,
I think
oh
it was
my
like
god?
it was like in San Diego, and it was like 3 people. I think.
Oh, okay, you see?
Yeah, yeah, it's been a
So
long
already
way.
been building up, right?
It's been a long way since then. Yeah, I just rocked the No Label Festival in San Bernardino with my Ana Jaino brothers, and that was great. There was a lot of people there,
Nice, nice.
That's
There was a
really
lot
cool.
of people asking for like pictures and stuff, and I still feel like overwhelmed with that. Like, wow, that's so dope. Like, thanks, man. Thank you for listening, for real. Like, I used to make music just for my friends,
Uh-huh.
like on Facebook, like I mentioned.
Oh, that's what you said. You would
And-
record
and it-
yourself.
and it
You've
wasn't
never been
even-
shy to be in front of the camera, for sure.
And it wasn't even like that they even liked hip hop per se. It was just kind of like, it's Lino, let's click it, because
So you always made yourself kind of like a center figure for everybody, just to kind of like
Get to know you.
get to know you.
it was just kind of like they would just click it just because I was their friend, like.
Uh-huh.
But now I have people that are really into like music, into the hip hop, and like listen.
Songs like people are asking you like, hey, this song is like it hits me really close home. I want to work with you. You've been an influencer. How can I improve my own beats? Like, how can I improve my own wordplay?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
they-
I mean,
they
I
reach out
feel
to you.
I feel blessed whenever they reach out to me to do that, because I don't know, it feels like maybe like they feel like I'm doing it correctly, and like by them thinking that, I feel so like humbled, because sometimes I listen to my shit and then I'm just like, I catch a lot of imperfections that like I'm just like, damn it, I should have like redone that or captured it better, but then like to everybody else it sounds
Sounds
great,
normal.
And then when people ask, like, I don't really collab with people a lot, to be honest, and it's not because I have some sort of ego or pride or I don't want to, or it's just, it's really hard for me to sit there and mandatorily like write something, like mandatorily, oh man, I gotta finish this collab with so and so, like let me write something real quick. Like I can't do that. So my writing now has transitioned into writing in my car on my commute to school. So I have like a 45 or an hour drive to school, and that's the time I have to write. And then I have a 45 to an hour time to drive back home, and that's when I like write my music,
Nice.
So it's just like,
Nice. So
Community.
you as a student and as a do you as a worker as well, you
As a member
use,
of the hip hop
you know,
community.
you make a use of all the time that you have in between.
I make use of everything, man. I crunch in a bunch of things, like here and there, here and there. I crunched in this, you know. I'm
Even the
supposed
show
to.
right
I
here,
know.
like today.
Thank you definitely for
No,
coming out,
no,
all
it's
of
all
y'all
good.
here.
It's all love, you know. Like I do it. I find a way. Like we were supposed to do this last week, but I was like, yo, man, already. Oh man, I like tried to squeeze it in last week, but I was like, bro, it's not gonna work this week.
No,
You know,
that's good, you know.
you have to
Right.
do it next week.
Right.
You
No,
know.
but that's good because, like we said, like every artist has, you know, has their moments, and some people, you know, they don't want to just kind of overwhelm themselves, and it's a good that you know that you kind of pace yourself and say, you know what, I can't do it. I can't just.
Yeah,
you know,
but
give
then
you a half-
from an outside
half.
perspective, it looks like this guy, you know, like man, like you know, it looks like he doesn't want to write to this, or he doesn't want to collab, or he doesn't like my beat, or he doesn't want to come on the show, or it looks like that. But it's like, nah, bruh. Like when I was like maybe even 2-3 years ago, I used to try to go out of my way like to explain like my bad, bro. It's because I got like this. Now I really don't give a fuck. It's all about like, you know, like I know that I'm not being like that, you know. And if you don't know, then you know, like I just hope it's just good vibes all around, you know.
No, yeah.
You know.
Definitely.
So that person has good vibes and I have good vibes. I think it's dope. Like we calibrate, you know.
That's dope. That's
I mean,
dope.
even if it's not collaboration for a song, there's collaborations that happen like at large. Like someone's gonna put the show together. Someone's also gonna be taking photography, maybe film.
Yeah.
You make videos and stuff. So
Yeah.
all that is like you put in work for people too. Like if you
Yeah.
put in your love for the music and you have it organized and it's presented, people can work with that or around that. And so that's
Right.
where your collaboration can also be, even if it doesn't look like it in present, like in the song.
Right.
But
And
you
then-
also said beats, you get
Yeah,
beats.
and then beats definitely. I always try to collab with like producers always, you know, because beats are like essential to.
Do you have like a
writing.
favorite one that you?
I mean, I love all my
All
beat
of them, huh?
makers, you know, like
That's tight.
I love all of them.
Shout out to all of the beat makers.
Yeah,
out
all of
there.
them, all of you guys. No, right
we
now
have-
I'm
Because
working.
you have really
We
cool
have-
photography
yeah,
too
we
on
have
your
our own
Instagram,
own
which I like.
Beat maker too here. you
Like
know,
one of
and
these.
camera.
Tight. And right now I'm working with this cat from San Jose. His name is Rhythmatical, and we kind of vibe out on the same type of music vibes. So it works out perfectly. Like his beats go perfectly with my lyrics. And I've been trying to work with this guy since like 2013 or 14.
Nice.
And then like I finally got the courage to hit him up on like SoundCloud, you know, like yo, what up, man? Like my name is so and so. Like yo, I really like your shit. Like I was wondering if like what it would take to like collab. Like how do you want to run this? I was like, here's a couple things that I've done, and I sent him some links. And like he hit me back with that, yo, I'm actually a fan of that song you made. Like, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, like.
Right.
Yeah, it's dope when somebody knows who you are and then you guys can collab. The thing with him is like he doesn't send you beats unless you actually go meet him, and like he lives in San Jose, so I made a trip out there and like we vibed out for a whole day. Got mad beats, came back with mad beats to write to, you know.
Right,
Wow, that's
dope,
awesome.
And like you said, due to the internet, you know, we could connect ourselves to, you know, people from, you know, far away, you know, even if it's like a 5-hour drive, 4-hour drive, you know, you still connect with them and then make something good out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the most part, now that you said you postpone projects, what other project are you working on for later on?
I'm working on a small 6-track EP with Rhythmatical. Yeah.
Rhythmatical.
I'm not sure when I'm releasing it, but I'm working on it.
All right.
You know, I'm working.
That's
First of
really
all, you
cool.
said you have something in December that's coming up.
Yeah,
And
that's-
that's more important, right?
I'm graduating in December.
Yeah,
Well, I'm trying to have my final defense for my thesis
Right,
in
you know,
December.
so for
Dang,
everybody
that's
that's also, you
awesome.
know, that's also tuning in, you know, as an artist, we all have, you know, little side things that, you know, hold us up from doing what we need to do, but, you know, it doesn't mean that we're not still pushing ourselves to better ourselves.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I
Do you
mean,
think? Oh, sorry. Do you think it's easier to like go? I mean, actually, I don't even know what's easier or not because it's both really difficult. But like, getting your major, if it was in music, and also doing music on the side, or do you think it's been easier to manage like separately, like
You know-
education, or did it still go along with it even though it was different?
I wouldn't know how to answer that question
Yeah.
because I don't know the classes that like music majors go through. I don't know how rigorous it gets, et cetera, et cetera. So,
Everything you've done is DIY then, right?
yeah, everything I've done, like been independent pretty much. I actually got a shout out to my homie David. He goes by 92 now. He used to go by Infamizi, and he made like the sickest beats on earth. But he's the one that put me on to like this whole internet, like, yo, like there's actually a scene, you know, and he kind of like pulled me into his crowd, and that's how I met all my On a High Note homies.
Right,
That's
yeah,
really cool.
And then also on a high note, that's a key phrase. That's a key phrase when people would say on a high note, meaning either you were on an upper level and then you were just trying to catch everybody, like, oh hey, you know, on a stoner level kind of thing, like this is my idea. But it also, what other meaning does the on a high note give? Because I don't want people to think it's just we related or so and so, but
no, it's like you know, when you end something on a very good level, on a good note, you finish everything on a high note. You know what I mean? It's like the very top of the pyramid. Right. Well, at least in my perspective.
Right. So that's a brand that you're also part of, right?
Right. And then in layman's terms, it just means like to me, it just means me and my homies. You know, that's what on a high note means to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like personally, like outside of.
Right.
And you've
what it
been
might
able
mean
to do
anybody.
like basically have a friendship and have a. I mean, I don't know if you call your music your business, but it is a business in a way, or you wouldn't identify your music as a business.
For me, it's more of a. If there was something between like a pastime and like a job, like right in the middle, that's what like music is to me. You know, it's a little more. It's more than a pastime. It's more something that I love to do. You know, it's like a passion. It's like I have to do this, even though I don't release songs often, and I don't write music like every single day.
Yeah.
Like it's a thing that I will always like go back to, you know, regardless of what happens, you know.
Right.
Even if I don't put out music, I'm still gonna make music. Maybe I just don't want to put it out, you know.
Right.
And your fans, they like all the stuff that you've been putting out. Do you have a good following? Now that you're gonna put out this new EP, are you gonna perform certain shows, or are you looking forward to having any performances done?
As of right now, I'm not doing any more performances. I need to focus on my academic work right now. You know.
Because you're about to graduate also.
Yeah. I need to finish all that. So
But you've done a lot of performances.
Yeah, I've been blessed to have a lot of performances. And
which one was like on the high note? Like which one was the top one that you kind of like?
I mean, I have a lot, man. I have like many. You know, like sometimes like the best performances are like the ones with a smaller crowd because it's more intimate. You know, sometimes you really do like looking at like 2,000 people, you know, like, wow, there's a lot of people here. It just depends on like the mood that you're feeling. I mean, every performance to me has just been a blessing. Like, I'm just happy to be here, you know? Like, for me, I'm just happy to perform. I don't care if I'm the opener. I don't care if I go at 7 p.m. and the main performer goes at 11 p.m. Like, it's just dope. I like opening because I always get to rock, you know?
Right.
Like
plus you get to round up everybody. So if the other person can't keep it up, they can't keep it up.
Yeah, it's dope, man. Performing's tight. You know, like I told you, I performed for 3 people in San Diego back in like 2011.
That's nice. It's been
that's a growing thing because I guess we see in the pictures, you know, we see a crowd of
That's
people.
actually in Utah. That's Salt Lake City, that picture right there.
Nice.
That's an 11-hour drive, bro. I was just like exhausted by then, you know.
Wow.
But I mean, there was a lot of people there that came out to like see my crew and I, you know.
You guys promote yourselves, of course.
Yeah, we promote ourselves, of course. Yeah, so independently
through
promoted.
Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
Or you said SoundCloud is where people find your music
So
if they want to download
look for you
clouds.
in SoundCloud or
SoundCloud, Spotify, Bandcamp, Apple Music,
YouTube, of
Spotify.
course.
YouTube. Yeah, you can find it all there.
right.
That's
And
really
it's
cool.
Lino and then S and triple I.
Yeah, Linoskiii. Yeah, Linoskiii. Yep, I have a project called Linoskiii, which is my recent one, my latest one, latest one.
Right.
And then I have a project called Headphones Only. So my Headphones Only album is strictly like headphone music. So don't bump it in your speakers. I mean, you could, but I want you to put it on your headphones and actually listen to it. Listen to everything. Listen to the little noises I make in the back. Listen to the intros, the outros on every song.
That's tight.
It's headphone music. It's not music that you just bang out to and just, it's just kind of like,
It's
you
not
know,
trapping.
chill vibes, good vibes. Listen.
That's really cool. I didn't know there was like a difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like you say, a lot of people think, you know, because it's called headphone music, it means, you know, it's just this person put on his headphones, he started writing music, started spitting. No, it's an actual means. It has a meaning to it. It means actually listening to it on your headphones.
Yeah. So my idea behind it, my concept behind that name was just like, yo, this music is for headphones only, you know? So I called it headphones only.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
As growing up too as well, would parents, like you mentioned earlier, you don't tell them much about your career as a musician, but you do tell them about your academic. Is it more of a
No, they know I make music and they support it.
Right.
They're always supportive. I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna make some music. They'll be like, all right, mijo, take care. You know?
Because for a Hispanic community or within the Latino culture, most parents, they suggest go to school, get an education, learn the best that you can, get a degree, get a job, and focus on that.
Yeah.
Everything on the side, music, art, doing poetry, or even just modeling or doing photography. That's something that it's on the blurry side, as it
Right.
it won't pay for you. It won't
Right,
pay for
right.
college. It won't pay for your rent. How do you push people to tell them you could do either or be more DIY, push it yourself, or go to school, don't go to school, go to school for that career itself.
That's
or
what I think. That's the really cool part. That like some
I think
people
it's different for
yeah.
every person, you know?
Yeah.
Like some people like going to school, and they like making music, so they're gonna do both, you know?
Right.
Some people don't like going to school and they only like making music, so they're gonna make music and dedicate 100% of their time to that, which I
Yeah.
think is tight. I wish I could do that, you know? I wish I could dedicate 100% of my time to making music. That'd be great. But unfortunately, I like doing research and I like school stuff, you know?
But it helps you. It creates like a very clean, like last, like piece. You know, your
Yeah,
your
I mean,
music
actually,
is clean and nice.
To be, in all honesty, school is the only reason I like stay out of trouble, you know? So it's the reason that I go back to it. And like, I know I have the thing with me is I need to have like something, a goal, like not short-term goals, like long-term goals.
Yeah.
Or if not, I'll become a complete fuck up, you know? So the fact that I have this, like, oh, I have to graduate and get this, you know, and this journey started 3 years ago, it's kind of like, okay, I have to finish this in 3 years. So I keep myself in check every single time, and it's been like that for 3 years. Now I need a longer term goal because I'm about to graduate. Now I need to
You're
do
like, what's
something.
next?
Yeah, I need to do something to keep me in check with like society. You know?
Okay.
I like it. I mean, that's good that you're not just isolated in one thing, like just school. You know, you
Yeah.
also did what you like to do, which is music, and so it keeps you a very well-rounded person that anybody can connect to, a student, a worker, or
Music
anybody
it keeps me
that's
grounded to the floor, like,
Yeah.
to where I belong. You know, music keeps me grounded.
And it's a big transition. Like she said, when I met you, you were doing art.
Yeah.
You were bombing the streets. You know, you're putting your little iconic figure's face on every street corner that you could. You know?
Oh yeah.
And now instead of that, now in every corner somebody that you know or that you see down the street is bumping your song. So it's still within the same, you know, with the same logic.
Yeah,
that it's
that's
being
dope,
passed
man.
down.
You know what I mean? Like to me, I feel
it was
blessed.
a beautiful transition.
Yeah, especially like people like in my neighborhood, like from Koreatown. When I find out like they bump my shit, I feel like accomplished. Like yeah.
Yeah.
I got my hood to play it.
Yeah.
I got my neighbors to
My neighborhood
recognize
bumps
that.
my shit. I feel like yeah. Well, I hope they do. You know.
We definitely do in Koreatown.
Right.
And everybody that can hear our
No, and then,
loudspeakers.
that's one of the I Got Love. That's where she saw the video and she was just like, Josie was, I know that street. I know Wilshire now. I know that.
Yeah, right.
That
Even
area.
like just getting people like that, even you that know nothing about me, like the
Yeah.
fact that you identify with those locations, it's kind of like, oh, it intrigues you to listen to, like, oh, where's this guy from, like, what, you know,
Yeah.
like
What's
what's his music about?
For me, like I always told Angel, I don't really get starstruck by like artists that like I don't know, big artists that everybody knows from mainstream. I get starstruck by people that are from the community, that are raw,
That's
that are
tight.
real, that are there. Like, I'm just like overwhelmed by excitement. You know, I was like, he's gonna be here live. Like, how lucky of us! And I'm so happy Angel knew you. And it's
That's
just
the
a small
blessings,
circle,
man.
and you know.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we can keep supporting each other as like local artists, and that you've been together with your team, and
Yeah, man.
you guys have keep pushing each other and stuff, and you've created great work, all of y'all. So that's really nice.
Yeah,
and
I feel blessed
continue
again.
it, you know.
And then it's like you said, like we all did art, and the fact that I was surrounded by people that had goals or had, you know, ambition, or even just push one another and saying, because I remember Lino telling me one time, it's like, dude, you do art, you know, just keep pushing and just keep getting better at it. And I felt like, okay, you know, people are actually, you know, voicing out this, but not everybody is lending that hand to, look, here's a piece of paper where you could draw. Everybody's like, push it, but don't ask for it. Yeah, I mean, just
Yeah,
kind of like look for it. And that was a key motivator for everybody that I saw growing up. Everybody had their own way of expressing themselves and having people acknowledge their expression, you know, and that was everybody around where I was growing up. They knew Lino. They're like, Lino is the kid that dances. Lino is the kid that does art. Lino's the smart kid. And now seeing you now, like all grown up, pushing your career, pushing, you know, the music, it goes to show you that things like this do exist, like people that are well-rounded and overall where they're
Right.
ambitious in themselves. You
I
know?
mean, I'm always a big advocate of pursuing education, you know, on social media, on everything. I'm like, yo, get your degrees, you know, like, go get, or I always, like, tweet shit about school, you know, even if it's not directly telling people to, like, go to school, it's kind of like, oh, he's in school, you know, like, hopefully inspire a younger generation of kids, you know?
What do you have to say to the people that are right now kind of, you know, in the trenches, you know, just trying to figure out what's going on with the whole immigration law, with DACA, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You're also an advocate on that matter, right?
Yeah, definitely. I actually went to the march, the DACA march, you know?
Nice. Which
Yeah.
one? The one
The
here
one
in
in
LA?
MacArthur Park?
Downtown? MacArthur
Nice.
Park, right? Just
Yeah.
yesterday, right?
No, not
No,
yesterday.
last week.
It was like last week,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, because I think there was one too, just recent one too.
It's
But-
good, you know, like a lot of people, like, I guess, feel embarrassed or ashamed of their status, you know, like I just bluntly tell them, like, yeah, I'm a DACA recipient, you know, like, so-and-so, this is what I'm doing with my life, you know, like, I don't care, I'm open about it, you know, like, I don't.
And how do you feel about it? Like, how do you wanna give an advice to, or give hope to everybody? Like, what is your message to our audience that are viewing us, that are listening, that are saying, okay, I can accomplish my dream, I can push my career, but that doesn't really stabilize my status within the community. Like,
It's like, don't be afraid to ask for help. That's the big thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't ask for help either because they're afraid, or, you know, they don't want to, you know, be seen in a certain way. And I'm just like, please go ask for help. There's a lot of resources out there, you know, like, take advantage of them, you know, especially if you're in a university setting. Ask for help. There's a lot of help, a lot of organizations that are willing to help and back you up.
You're also part of a group of individuals in school that, you know, that advocate for this. Do you want to give a shout out to them, or was it
I'm part of,
RCA?
I associate with a variety of different, like, programs at school, you know.
Do you want to advocate any of them? Like, give a shout out to the new freshmen that are tuning in, that are.
Shout out to all the freshmen in school. No, but for real, one important message I have for first-time freshmen in college is get involved in something, bro. Like, join something and just be involved in school, whether it's the chess club or the anime club, or you want to join, like, Latinos in business, or you want to join, you know, like, Chicano Studies Association or something. Join something, bro, and find the circle, because once you graduate, you don't want to just leave with, like, no experience in
Just
college.
a paper.
Yeah, you know? So get involved in something at school.
I like it. I
like
definitely
it, I
like
like
it.
it.
And with that, we'd love a sample of your music, you know, because with all that, you
Yeah, definitely, man. I could do an acapella for you
That
guys.
would be awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then,
I
No
mean,
doubt.
Oh, we have a song.
Oh, you have a
first.
song tight.
Play. He'll play the song first.
All right, no
Cool.
doubt.
Was that awesome or what?
Nice. That was
Yeah,
good.
yeah, man. That was on my last project. That was on that Linoskiii project. You could download that digital album for free on Bandcamp. It's also on
Nice.
Spotify,
do.
Apple Music.
And
You know, you guys
YouTube
can
too
find
as
it
well, if you
wherever.
want to see the music video.
YouTube, yeah, YouTube as well. You can find that on YouTube for sure, man. For
I
sure.
like the mix of jazz kind of influence.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's very.
Perfect, right? Do you want to play the other one or do you want to?
I could do that one a cappella if you guys want. Yeah, I could do that a cappella, or you guys can play it however you guys. Okay, it's not a beat. It's just the actual song. Yeah,
You don't have the beat part on it?
I don't have it. Yeah, I sent both.
Cool, acapella's down.
Cool, yeah, no doubt. I'll just spit it like right here, right there. This is how it is right here. All right.
Stand
Nah,
up
it's
or-
cool.
Wanna
We
stand
could do
up?
it.
Do
We
you
could
wanna-
do
You
it.
like to stand up?
Nah, I
or
could do it
sit
sitting down. I've never performed sitting down. That shit,
Okay.
it'll be a first experience, you know?
Alright.
I pick her up and then I hold her really close to me in hopes to see the crowd wave their hands like they're supposed to be. Cause most MCs don't understand the words I've spoken. See, I don't make songs for YouTube purposes so other folks to see. This is for me, there's no other reason I rap on beats but gained appreciation for people like you that hear me speak. Cause even though I don't release songs often, you somehow stick around still supporting what I'm dropping. And it's people that I've never met before that come out to my shows where my real friends don't seem to go. Someone brought that up and you it got to me, and well, I want to let you fools know it means a lot to me. I still like boom bap and all my peers are moving on, doing different shit with their music. I guess it's not my time. They're saying I should switch up out of my comfort zone. The truth is, I'm happy with my flows and how it structure flows, cause if you could hear the passion that I put in this, you couldn't miss the fact that my music isn't for stupid kids. Who is this vulgarist spitting the truest shit, who truly is worthy of listeners with the purest ears? I won't dumb it down to making fans of me. I'd rather take my own life than sacrifice my artistry. My heart's at ease, knowing that I have the hardest beats. Tell me who in K-Town is bringing lyrics as hard as these? This is me? How could that occur to you? If you ain't dumbfounded, bitch, I've never fucking heard of you. No disrespect to them fools coming up just like me, but I'm one of K-Town's finest as far as I see. It's on a high note, dog, you know we flow hard. Catch me in Koreatown walking over by Hobart. Linoskiii, dog, you know I always rip this shit. And son, I lived in K-Town way before these fucking hipsters did. Snickle Fritz, token bitch rappers need to chill a bit. Son, I keep it cool, but you're not the type that I'll kick it with. You're like that kid who gets no play on the bleachers on every rapper's nuts just to try and get a feature. If I was you, I would just hang up the gloves, cause honestly, MCs like you are just shameful as fuck. Skywalker.
Hey, woo!
Yeah.
That was a cappella version, and let's hear it with the sound.
Yeah, no doubt. If you guys want to hear it with the beat, it has a different flavor to it.
Like, that was awesome. Thank you, Lino. Like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was it right there.
Nice,
Yes,
nice.
that was
We heard the
awesome.
cappella version, and then we heard the musical instrumental version.
See everything that can
lyrics and
happen
stuff,
if you just push what you like,
push what you like.
right?
Yeah,
Just
man.
stick with people that support you,
You know, and
Yeah,
then,
definitely.
right?
Sky's the limits. I said on the high note, get that high note, just reach
Yeah.
up to it and then just keep aiming, the higher you go, the higher the note, is going to hit. Just keep going, and thank you for tuning in on another segment of
Definitely.
Yo, thank you guys for having me,
Lino,
man.
for coming here. Thank you,
It's a
Glenn,
blessing.
for doing the beautiful artwork in the back.
I know, that's really
amazing
cool.
right there,
Live
and
piece.
Thank you, everybody.
That's what's
here
up.
for-
And
for
also,
coming through.
shout out
yeah.
to all the events also that
All
are
the events
happening
that are coming
tomorrow.
through.
We have the Art Fest at Montebello, which the street team will be out there also supporting.
Just keep the culture. What was it?
Keep the culture alive.
Keep the
Yes,
culture
keep the
alive.
culture
Yeah.
alive.
There
And
you go.
also yesterday we were at the art walk with Yeska Interior
Interior
Love,
Love,
with
yeah.
Observe,
Observe.
the street team, with the
That showed
Eskwilax
up.
Hour.
So
Definitely that was a lot of fun. And today we have our TFTI. Thank you
Event.
for the invite.
LA.
Happening tonight around 8 p.m. If anybody out there from LA likes to model, do music, or take
just meet
pictures, or just
photographers,
hang out, definitely come through. It's going to be in downtown. Actually, it's going to be on I forgot the name of the street, but it's going to be in downtown. Definitely look up the TFTI page online.
TFTI,
And stay tuned for Linoskii's
Hey.
events and
album
his
dropping
music.
soon,
Everything takes time. And
Yeah, man. Thank you guys
when
again
it comes
for having
out,
me.
it's going to be amazing. And keep doing your dope work.
Thank you. I hope you guys listen to it.
Anything you want to say for the audience?
What's
Oh
up,
yeah,
F?
what he said, he pointed out really important that about the DACA and like to be afraid. You know, I don't know if the audience knows, but I'm also a DACA recipient.
Hey, tight.
And this is what we can do. You know, this kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a bunch of us, you know, like we're here, we're regular people. We're just like any other person raised in LA, you know, at least for me, because I came here when I was 2 years old. So, I mean, I identify myself as an Angelino. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've lived here for all my life, and just
Yeah.
you get used to it, and then like for all this stuff to start happening, it kind of throws you off, and you're like, wait.
You know, but it's kind of like I've been there before, so it's kind of like you can't surprise me like that. You know, it's kind of like you have a car, and then you know you don't have a car anymore, and you're back on the bus, and then yeah, it sucks, but you've been on the bus
you could
before.
do
It's
it.
all good. You'll
Yep,
get through.
yep.
You know, it's like that. Well, that's how I see it. You know.
Yeah, and definitely I'm so grateful to be with so many people like y'all that have been pushing your projects no matter what, whether it be the show, producing, making music, doing art, or just being an amazing host and stuff.
Right.
So definitely thank you for doing what you do and keep
Thank you
pushing
for,
it and
pushing
keep
everybody
staying
else
tuned
around
every
you.
Friday for the Eskwilax Hour. We're here every Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. doing live art. Like Miss Glenda blessed us today with her beautiful live art.
That shit is
Anything creative, yeah.
The creators, the ones that use their hands, anything that's done
Use
with
your
hands,
voice, use your hands, your eyes.
everything's it's a form of art. So shout out to
Definitely. Or
everybody. And
even
then
like
also for
Hoken, who's an
cameraman
amazing
Hoken and our
photographer.
control room. Marcos, everybody, thank you for
And
tuning in.
thank you to
this is the
Dronebox
Eskwilax
yet
Hour.
again for hosting
Dronebox,
such
thank
an
you for
amazing show.
everything. And then this is the Eskwilax Hour, episode 130. So good night, y'all.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Peace.
Have a cool Friday, and the rest of the week we'll be at Blazers Cup this
Born to
weekend.
Rise too.
And yes, shout out to Born to Rise Studio and all the sponsors, Mujeres Artes and Zapote Cafe. Please go to the GoFundMe page.
Yeah, like over there, it's like there's a support system, but it's like only for like very small people. Like it's not diverse. So over here, like even though.
You can break my heart forever if you want to. I'll play the 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 I'll play the
Life's a risk, carnal.
I still have a dream